morning, this is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. We'll be looking at the MACDs, the moving averages and the daily support, resistance and pivot levels. It is Sunday the 4th of October. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar, we're looking at the hourly candlestick here. Bullish start to the morning in what's been a range bound few days for Bitcoin. Going to see Bitcoin avoid a fall back through the pivot at 10,563 to support a breakout from this morning's high 10,595 to then bring that first major resistance level at 10,612 into play. Going to need to see a rally through the morning, however, for Bitcoin to break out from the morning high and through to 10,600 levels. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high that was at 10,616 to pin Bitcoin back. In the event of a breakout, got the second major resistance level sitting at 10,666 and resistance at 10,700 to limit any upside. A fall through the pivot level will bring the first major support level sitting at 10,509 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should steer clear of sub 10,400 levels. The second major support level sits at 10,460. Looking at the MACD, we've seen a narrowing of the bearish histograms, and that pinch is suggestive of an imminent move. On the EMAs, we're also seeing the 50 begin to bottom out, suggesting a possible breakout. So key through the morning will be to avoid a fall through that pivot and break through to 10,600 levels to then support an upward momentum on the day. Moving across to Ethereum against the US dollar, also relatively positive start. Going to need to see Ethereum move through the pivot, however, at 347 to support a run at the first major resistance level at 350. Support from the broader market is going to be needed for Ethereum to break out from the morning high. It was at 347.42. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and Saturday's high that was at 351.2 to limit any upside. In the event of a breakout, second major resistance level sits at 355. Better to move back through the pivot will bring the first major support level sitting at 343 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ethereum should stay clear of sub 340s. Second major support level sits at 340. Looking at the MACD, we're seeing a narrowing of the bearish histograms after yesterday's bearish cross, supporting the early move northwards. On the EMAs, nothing conclusive, however, so key through the early part of the day, break out from the pivot level 347 and move back through to 350s to then bring that second major resistance level 355 into play. Moving across to Litecoin against the US dollar, slightly positive start to the morning. You're going to see Litecoin avoid a fall back through the pivot at 45.44 to support a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 46.12. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Litecoin to break back through to 46 levels, however. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and Saturday's high at 46 to limit any upside. In the event of a breakout, the second major resistance level sitting at 46.67 and resistance at 47 to cap any upside on the day. A fall back through the pivot will bring the first major support level sitting at 44.9 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Litecoin should steer well clear of sub 44s. Second major support level sits at 44.21. Looking at the MACD, we are seeing a narrowing of the bearish histograms following that bearish cross yesterday, supportive of a recovery from the early morning dip. Looking at the EMAs, the 50 is holding the gap on the 100 and the 200, however, so key through the early part of the day is to avoid a fallback through that pivot level at 45.44 and move back through to 46 levels to support upward momentum on the day. Finally, looking at Ripple's XRP against the US dollar, choppy start to the day. Going to see Ripple's XRP move through the pivot at 2334 to support a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 2343. Going to see broad-based crypto rally for Ripple's XRP to break back through to 234 levels, however. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect the first major resistance level and resistance at 0.235 to pin Ripple's XRP back. In the event of breakout, we've got the second major resistance level at 0.2358 that would likely come into play. Failure to move through the pivot, bring the first major support level sitting at 0.231 line back into play. Barring an extended sell-off, Ripple's XRP should stay clear of sub 0.23s. Second major support level sits at 0.2311. Looking at the MACDs, we've got a slight narrowing of the bearish histograms following yesterday's bearish cross, but nothing suggestive of a breakout through the late morning. Looking at the EMAs, we're also seeing that 50 pull back from the 100 and the 200, suggestive of a bearish day ahead. So failing to move through that pivot level at 23.34 would bring the first major support level at 231 line back into play.